Hello DBS! Welcome to today's primary assembly. I hope you've all had a lovely week so far. You may remember that last week I spoke to you about what children all over the world were doing to try to bring a little bit of joy to their community. They were drawing rainbows and putting them in their windows. And I said if you wanted to do that and send them to me, I'd love to see them. I know they've been popping up all over the Springs. So we've got a few pictures here of what some of our children have done. It's lovely to see families that have worked together on this. We've got a huge rainbow on a mural in a garden and a dad looks like he's helping. And we've got somebody who's actually made a rainbow pizza. It looks absolutely yummy. Well done to everybody that made their rainbow to bring some joy to our community. This week I was sent a lovely book by somebody who wrote a story about the coronavirus to try to explain it to children. It was really lovely to receive this book, and I'm going to read a part of it to you as it's quite a long story. It's called The Story of the Oyster and the Butterfly, the Coronavirus and Me. Do you know what oysters do when something that bothers and irritates them comes into their lives? They use their special powers to cover the bothering stuff with layers and layers of powerful stuff until they turn it into a pearl. And do you know what the caterpillar does when it has to go through tough stuff and changes? It spends time with itself inside a cocoon and changes into a butterfly. At its most difficult time, the caterpillar is actually building its wings. The coronavirus has come into our lives not only to affect us, but to affect people all over the world. However, we can do what the oyster does and create a pearl from it, or what the caterpillar does and build our wings. Having to deal with yucky things can bring lots of feelings, thoughts, and sensations into our bodies. We may feel lonely, scared, angry, or frustrated. We may feel sad because we miss friends or family. We may have mixed up thoughts, and our bodies may feel really tense. Stop the story just at that point, because I know some of us are feeling tense and angry and frustrated, maybe a little bit lonely or sad. So I'm going to give you an idea for something you could do to try to help you feel a little bit better. I have written onto different pieces of paper all the things that I miss. You might be able to see what I've written. I miss saying good morning to all the children and teachers at DBS. I really miss going to the cinema. I miss going for a lovely long walk along the beach. And I miss having a coffee with my next door neighbours. I'm sure you've got lots of things that you miss too. So what I'm going to do with all the things that I miss is I'm going to pop them into a jar. And I'm going to close that jar, and I'm not going to open it until the coronavirus lockdown is over. When it's all over and we're back to normal, I'm going to open my jar and I'm going to take one of my pieces of paper out every day, and that's the thing that I'm going to make sure I do on that day, so that all the things that I miss now I know I'm going to be able to do when we're all back to normal.